All right, so go ahead on the top and the front of your composition book, put your name and obviously the subject, which is pre-calculus. Make sure that's on the front. You should have gotten Unit 1's paper. So I'm going to teach you how to cut this really fast if you don't have any scissors. But if you have scissors, you can go ahead and use that. I'm going to use a ruler. I'm going to do a page at a time just for practice, but you can really do multiple pages. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to put your ruler right in the middle of your page, like that. All right, take your left hand, put 3 fingers on your ruler, really firmly press down. With your right hand, grab the corner sheet of the right-hand side, and you're going to pull it towards the ruler. And what that's going to do is going to tear it like that. Okay. And then you're going to do the next sheet of paper. So I'm going to do a few. See, I line them up so that it's easy. I'm just going to keep doing it. So again, pressure on the ruler, right edge corner. You're going to pull towards the ruler. Okay. This one looks like it's a little crooked, so I'm actually going to take that paper out. Again, find the middle of the page. Apply pressure on the ruler with your right hand. You're going to go to the corner, the top right-hand corner, pull towards the ruler, and tear it out. And as you do this often enough, you actually get faster. And you can do a couple of pages. You can do 3 pages together. It doesn't really matter. So again, pull towards the ruler, pull, and tear. Don't do it very fast at first because you kind of have to get used to it. Okay, so just keep doing it. And if you want to use scissors, that's fine. Okay, so again, right-hand corner, pull to the ruler and tear. Right-hand corner, pull to the ruler and tear. Okay, right-hand corner, pull to the ruler and tear. All right, so you've gone ahead and cut all the sheets of paper. You'll notice I did put numbers on the paper just so that you don't get lost. So on the top right-hand corner of each half of the paper, you're going to find numbers, and that's what you're going to put into your notebook. All right, so in your notebook, on the very first page, really the first 3 pages are going to be the table of contents. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and what you're going to do is pause the video and go ahead and copy that down. Okay. I don't have the page numbers listed here because I'm not quite sure exactly what the page numbers are going to be, but I will put that in at the end. So go ahead and copy this down. Pause the video and copy that down. All right, once you've copied that down, you're going to leave 3 pages. All right, so 1, 2, and then 3. You're going to leave 3 pages. All right, on the 4th and 5th page, I'm going to give you a formula sheet. I don't have that right now, but I'm going to give you a formula sheet. So page 4 and 5 will be a formula sheet. And then on the very next one, so really it's not 3 pages, it's 4 pages, right? You can see 4 pages. Okay, so leave 4 pages. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler. Okay, and this is why I say you might as well get used to the ruler instead of the scissors, because the scissors end up really taking a long time. All right, you're going to take a ruler. On the right-hand side of the page, you're going to see a faded red line. That's because on the other side is the margin, right? This is red line is called the margin. What you're going to do is you're going to cut along the margin on this side. So once again, apply pressure, line up your ruler. All right, it's a little bit thinner, so it's a little bit harder, so you might have to pull it slower. So pull it slower, and then pull it all the way down. Okay, what that's going to do is it's going to create a whole open space past the margin, right? You see that? All right, here you're going to write unit circle. So after you've torn the margin off, you're going to turn the page, and on that page is where we're going to start sticking in our notes. Again, you can use glue or you can use tape, whatever you have on hand. You're going to take the top right-hand corner, it says page 1. You're going to put that on the left-hand side. Now notice, you already cut this page, right? So obviously you can't put it over on that side. So you're going to glue it right there. So glue it over the side. So go ahead and glue it. Make sure you put enough glue on there, because, you know, glue comes out. But if you prefer, you can definitely use tape. Okay, so glue the very first page, make it nice and firm. Okay. Then on this side, you're going to leave this blank. Okay, you're going to leave that blank. So leave this blank. you're going to flip the page over, and on this side, you're going to put page 2. So again, you're going to put page 2, but listen very carefully. Be careful not to cross the margin. So really, as we do our notebook, never pass the margin on this side and never pass the margin on this side. These ones in the middle don't matter. Do not cross on this side. Do not cross on this side. All right, so go ahead and put that in. All right, so on this side, do not pass that margin. Stick that in. So page 2. On this side, you're going to put page 3. All right, once again, do not cross this margin. I can't stress it enough. All right, so do not cross that margin. So stick in page 3. All right, we're going to go to the next page. Again, every single time, don't cross here, don't cross here. Now we're on page 4. Do not cross that margin. Go ahead and stick it in. All right, and then we're going to do page 5. Page 5. Again, do not pass that red line on this side. Do not pass that red line. All right, make it firm. Split. Go over to the next page. We're going to be on page 6. Do not cross the red line on that side. Remember that. All right, page 6. Do not cross this red line because we're going to come back and cut it. On the right-hand side, we're going to put page 7. Do not cross that margin. All right, so do not cross that margin. All right, flip the page. We are going to do page 8 and 9. Okay, so page 8 and then page 9. Once again, do not cross the margin on the ends, okay? Do not cross the margins. Do not cross the margin. All right, so that's 8 and 9. I'm going to flip over to the next page. And we are going to put page 10 and page 11. Do not cross the margin. Do not cross the margin. All right, so be mindful of that line. Be mindful of this line. All right, we're going to turn the page over. And then we're going to put in page 12 and page 13. Page 12, page 13. Again, be careful not to cross the red line. All right, we're going to turn the page to the other. Then we're going to put page 14 and page 15. Again, do not cross the margin. And then on the next page, we are going to put only page 16, and there was a little typo, so change that to a 6. Page 16, so it looks like this one. Do not cross the margin. I don't have the printout with me, but we do have one last page, so we're going to flip it over, and page 17 and 18 will go on this page. Okay, so I don't have it on me to show you, but that will go on that page. I'm going to put this as a placeholder just to remind me that that's there. Okay, so we've stuck in our notebook. We've left four pages. Then we cut it, and remember, here goes unit 1A, discovering unit circle. Then begins our pages. So now we're going to make tabs. Okay, so this is a title page. It says unit 1A, discovering unit circle. So please go ahead and put that in. Now we're going to make tabs. Making tabs is pretty simple, and it makes it very, very easy to kind of flip through your book. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go to the very first page, so page 1, okay? I'm going to turn my book over. Actually, before I turn my book over, I'm going to have you mark it because you're not used to this. All right, so on page 1, on the right-hand side, I'm going to have you mark the very first line. So mark the very first line. Then you're going to turn your book over. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right, turn your book over. And you see the margin right here, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to take your ruler. And again, I'm holding the back page, and I want you to gently or slowly tear it to the margin, only to the margin. So I'm only tearing it to the margin. You see that? Only to the margin. Then you're going to turn your book over this way, and you're going to tear along the margin all the way down like we did before. So grabbing the right-hand side, you're going to tear it all the way down to the very end. All right, and you'll notice that you've created your first tab. So if I put this page back, you'll see when this page is closed, you can still see your very first tab. And what you're going to do is you're going to title your tab whatever that page is. So this page right here is Revisiting Arc Length. That's what you're going to put right here. So instead of saying Revisiting Arc Length, I'm just going to write arc length because, you know, ain't nobody got time to write all that. So arc length. All right, so if I close this, you can see that that's arc length. All right, then we're going to count 4 lines, and really we're just going to repeat this process over and over and over again. All right, so 4 lines from the line that we just cut. We're going to count 4 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, mark it so that you don't get lost. Okay, then turn this tab over to, turn the page over, right? So turn this page over, right? Where you have marked it, you're gonna cut from there to the margin. So this time I'm gonna actually do it the other way because it's easier to cut from here. So again, if you're using scissors, that's fine. You're gonna slowly tear it only to the margin. You're gonna stop at the margin. Then you're gonna turn your book around again. And you're going to tear it all the way down. So grabbing the bottom half, you're going to line up your ruler with the margin, and you are going to tear it all down. All right, now you've created your second tab. Now, again, look at it. You see arc length. Now you see your second tab here. Your second tab, you're going to go ahead and title it the name of your notes, which is Radian Discovery. Now, when you write this tab out, make sure you have that one down because you need to write it where you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to put that one down and then label it. All right, so this one is Radian Discovery. So that's when you can see, you're starting to see the tabs, right? So you're going to do the same thing again, okay? You're going to turn your book over. From your last cut, you're going to count 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to go ahead and mark it, okay? You're going to lift your pages up so that you don't confuse them. You're going to take your ruler, apply some pressure. Where you marked your line, you're going to take, be careful, only take 1 page. You're going to tear it to the margin, okay? Turn your book around and tear it all the way down. So it's always the bottom, okay? All the way down. You're going to close it so that you can see it, right? So you see, here's a tab, here's another tab, and I just made another one, all right? And this one is going to be titled, okay, so it's harder to see, but it's converting radians into degrees and converting degrees into radians. So what we're going to title it, so remember to close it so that you write it where it's supposed to be. I'm just going to write convert, and then in parentheses, I'm just going to say radians and degrees. All right, then we're going to repeat the process once again. So we're going to count 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark it. Open the pages so that they're out of the way. Take your ruler. Go ahead and cut it to the margin. Turn your book around. All right, we're getting kind of like halfway through the page. All right, get the sheet of paper that you just kind of cut to the margin, apply some pressure at the margin, and tear it all the way down, right? Close the book. See the tab again, right? So we're on the 4th tab. And this tab is going to be entitled Right Triangle Trig. All right, so I'm going to close it so I can see, and then I'm going to go ahead and label it Right Triangle Trig. Okay. All right. Turn the book over again, and you're basically going to do this until you reach the very end. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark it. Open the book up. Take your ruler. Tear it to the margin. Okay. Turn your book around. Take the piece of paper that you just tore, the bottom, always the bottom, and then line it up at the margin and tear it all the way down. All right. This one is called Discovering the First Quadrant of the Unit Circle. We're just going to make that shorter and call it Unit Circle. So here's the tab I just created right here. And we're going to label that one Unit Circle. So, oh, I saw misspelled circle. L-E. I apologize. All right, Unit Circle. Want to turn your book again. Actually, before you turn your book, let me make sure I point this out. I think Unit Circle has 2 pages because it's a lot of information. All right, so actually that's page 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, they're all about the unit circle. So actually what you're going to do with that, because they're on the same tab, we're going to tear page 10 and 11 where this is, because it's all unit circle. So I'm going to leave the unit circle one up so I can use it to as a reference. All right, so I'm going to tear it right where it says unit circle, because it's all about, it's the same topic. Tear it to the margin, turn it around, tear it down. So what you'll notice is that those 2 pages are on the same tab. See that? They're on the same tab. All right, then we're going to proceed back. So the next one is talking about angles of rotations definitions. All right, so once again, turn your book over, count 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark it. Take the 2 pages that you just previously cut, turn them over, grab your ruler, grab the other side of the paper, tear it to the margin, turn your book around, and tear it to the bottom. All right, and that page is called angles of rotations. Okay, so angles of rotations. Okay, all right, take it to the next page. This says deriving the trigonomic functions, and I believe this has 3 pages. It does. So we're going to cut this together actually. So on the next one, all right, so as normal, we're going to count 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? We're going to flip over so it's easier. On this one, because again, the information expands to the next page, we're going to grab 2 pages. Okay, so I'm going to grab 2 pages for page 14 and 15. I'm holding 2 pages in my hand. I'm going to take the ruler, apply pressure, and tear it down. Okay, remember I'm holding 2 pages, okay? So there are 2 pages that I just made for that tab. We're gonna go ahead and title it. This one's deriving trig functions. Deriving trig functions. Okay, deriving trig functions. Again, that's 2 pages. So again, let me show you what that looks like. So if I go to deriving trig functions, I have this one, and that one. So in terms of the tab, they're on the same tab. See that? Same tab. Okay. And then finally, the last one, you're not going to need to cut. This is the one I didn't have on me. It's going to be, let's go see what it was. Use trig ratios to find other trig ratios. So we're just going to shorten that and say find other trig ratios. So on this very last tab, because we don't need to cut it because it's the end, we're going to say finding other trig ratios. Ratio. Okay, y'all gotta excuse my spelling. All right, so I'm just gonna zoom out real quick and show you that now we have tabs. Okay, so starting from the top, arc length, gradient discovery, and you'll see that it's really easy to pick up your page, right? So this is all of unit 1. It's very easy to pick up your page. Now, what I am going to ask you to do is put a little bit of color on the tabs. Okay, so put a little bit of color on the tabs. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, it really doesn't. I'm just going to show you one, and then you can go ahead and do it on your book. So I'll do the first one. I just generally do this. I just outline the tab, and then I just lightly shade really quickly. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just lightly shade it. And that's already done. All right, then I do take a different color. And again, I highlight the tab. See, I'm not even turning pages. I just highlight what it's there. All right, and then you just lightly shade, and it doesn't have to be amazing. Okay, and we're just gonna go all the way down doing that. Take another different color. And then lightly shade. Okay, take a different color, trace it, and then lightly shade. All right, take another color, lightly trace it, and then lightly shade. Take another color, trace it, and then lightly shade. Take another color, trace it, and then lightly shade. Take, oh, and the last one. Take another color, trace it, and then lightly shade. The unit circle, make it nice. All right, I am going to grade this, and you can see like there are my tabs. Very easy to kind of get to whatever page. Hey, you want to know about the unit circle, you just put your finger there, you lift it up, and boom, there's a unit circle. All right, so that's how you make your notebook. So every time we do this, we're going to make a table of contents. And again, you do need to go and fill out the page numbers here. It helps also when you're doing like a quiz. Say you're looking for angles of rotation, you know what page number it is, you can quickly just turn there. All right, so again, that's how you make your notebook. Come and see me if you have any issues.